Hello neighbor, I'm Robert Burns and welcome once again to another edition of Sound Off Louisiana. We're going to keep this extremely brief. The feature that we brought you yesterday entailed the gentleman to my right's arrest by St. Martin Parish Sheriff's officials with regard to the matter. We're just going to link it. We're not going to go into it at all. You can go to the link. It's all spelled out in a feature we only put out on yesterday. And Mr. Broussard, toward the end of that feature, we pointed out that Mr. Broussard had notified Louisiana State Police Internal Affairs that he felt that he had been retaliated against in the actions of Trooper Scott Lopez. When he provided them with that, Lieutenant Douglas indicated that, well, look, we cannot get involved. We cannot be in the middle of an ongoing criminal investigation with regard to Mr. Broussard being conducted by St. Martin Parish District Attorney's Office. And that's perfectly understandable. Well, let me just say this. As we pointed out in that feature, Mr. Broussard, based on what he had been told, he contacted the St. Martin Parish District Attorney's Office literally within an hour of having left Internal Affairs. And we're not going to go through all that he went through in terms of who he spoke with and whatnot, but the important thing is he made that initial contact. That was on Wednesday, July the 6th at approximately 3 p.m. And I'm here to report to you that the letter that he has right here in his possession went out the next morning, or the next day at least, July the 7th, 2022. And Mr. Broussard, I'm going to ask you to read that letter into the record, or I'm like we're in court, for our audience this time. Very short letter. Mr. Broussard, take it away and read that letter.
It's from Mr. Beaudouis, dated July 7th. Dear Mr. Broussard, this office has declined prosecution on the above referenced charge. You may disregard any court dates associated with this charge.
All right, and I'll allow Mr. Broussard to elaborate in just a moment, but I want to take this opportunity to absolutely commend District Attorney Beaudouis's office in seeing right through this. I think anybody easily can. And so it has been formally dismissed. They have declined to prosecute, which I think was going to be pretty much a given what, well, I'll just leave it at that. So what we're going to do as we conclude here, we are going to go back to LSP Internal Affairs, and Mr. Broussard has provided a very brief letter saying, you told me I had to sit tight until it was resolved. It's now resolved, so I re-urge looking into me being retaliated against. Now, Mr. Broussard, you can wrap it up with whatever you'd like to say.
I would just like to say thanks to the District Attorney's Office, including Ms. Haley Macharan, for seeing through this, just like and the feedback I got from the viewers that looked at the sound off from yesterday. And I appreciate what sound off has done, laying out the case for the public's opinion. But they seen through it, just like the District Attorney's Office has, and I appreciate them, getting in there and nipping it at the bud. So this thing is hopefully done with and finished. Hopefully I can expunge this, this matter in any type of record that I was arrested in regards to this. But I appreciate everybody's viewership of yesterday's sound off, and if you're looking at this one, I would encourage you to go and look at it as much as you can of yesterday's sound off, the previous sound off.
Yes, because we never envisioned being able to have this kind of feedback this fast, but as they say, it is what it is. So and with regard to expungement, I got some guidance, and I'll convey it to you off camera, about assisting in that regard, because this is something that never should have happened, period. Folks, that wraps it up for the Sound Off Louisiana feature. We look forward to bringing you more Sound Off Louisiana features in the very near future. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for the strong interest that we've seen in this vlog, especially in the last few months. We cannot thank you enough.